Hey everybody, it's Seth from the Middle of Nowhere, and today I'm bringing you an unboxing of the Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind Expansion Collector's Edition box set. This thing is a huge box. What do you get inside it besides the game and a whole bunch of digital goodies such as a mount, a Morag Tong armor converter, a pet, a gray bear. Looks like you get another, warbearer to fight by your side when you're a warden, so that's always good. So the warden's a new class. It's a kind of a jack of all trades class. You can be a damage dealer, a healer, or a tank. And it looks like you get some new emotes as well. Pardon the condition of the box, but this thing was kind of damaged when I received it. In the box, you're going to get the game, of course, plus I believe the Imperial edition of the core game. Unfortunately, you cannot give the code away, so the code is more or less useless for you. You'll get a map of Morrowind, Naryu's journal, which I assume, like the old, the original collector's edition, rather, is a big old book with sketches and stuff, and we'll see that in a moment. And of course, a neat statue of a dwarven colossus. So enough of that. Why don't we go ahead and open this sucker? Put that down. Slips right off. Let's see here. Alright. Oh wow, okay. So I thought my Molag Bal statue was huge, but this thing is ridiculous. Oh man. Alright, that is the Dwarven Colossus. I assume this is going to be one of the big baddies you fight in the new raid. Alright. Okay, and this sucker's strapped in, so I'm not going to be able to open that. So we have the game here in a steel collector's case. Comes with the game. Got our digital game code. Not going to show you that. What else we got here? Got some warranty information, PC game controls, quick controls. If you don't know how to play the game by now, I don't know if there's anything for you. Elder Scrolls, a strategy card game. Okay. That is actually the first I heard of that. So there's a strategy card game. I assume this must be online only. Alright, so that's the inside of that case. Alright, we're going to get this sucker open. Wow, this thing is huge. This is much better quality than the Molag Bal statue just by the looks in terms of, well, I don't know about quality. I can't say that, really. I mean, they're both made out of the same kind of material, hard, dense plastic. But, geez, the details on this sucker. I'll get a picture of the Molag Bal statue and so you can see side by side. But that is ridiculous. All right, so we'll just put that to the side. And stop making you motion sick. Open this up. So we got another pull tab. Alright, we can put this away. Alright, so we got the book and we got the map. The map is just paper, it's not cloth or anything. It is folded. This is just something you're going to hang up. I highly doubt you will use this to help you explore. It's kind of cool. It's folded, so I don't know. If you can flatten it out, maybe if you want, you can frame it, or just put it away. So yeah, here's the. There you go. I mean, it is nice. The details are nice and everything. It's always nice to have. Okay, so I'll just fold that back up. All right, let's get to the goodies. So the book from the original Imperial Edition was it had a whole bunch of artwork from the game, as well as, narratives from characters that you might see in the game as well. So, I assume this is just going to be more of the same, but with Naryu narrating, who is, if you don't know who Naryu is, she's a dark elf assassin for the Morag Tong. She, if you play throughout, mainly the Ebon Heart Pact faction, but even in the Dark Brotherhood line, and a couple other quests, and even the new tutorial, you'll encounter her, and she's actually a pretty cool character, very well fleshed out. She's one of my favorites, so yeah. So yes, looks like that's what this is. This is a bunch of artwork, and narration, so I think that's pretty cool. This does retail, if you can find it, for 99 bucks. I think when I ordered it, it's nice embossing, it's faux leather, it's cool stitching. Again, this has it's not function. You can see here the kind of binding it is. It does have a little ribbon bookmark. So anyway, as I was saying, so it retails for $99, but when I ordered it online, I think I was able to get it for $75. So that was a nice discount. So if you can find it, I highly, if you like collector's editions, I recommend it. I don't tend to get a bunch of collector's editions. Mainly have stuck to the MMOs that I've played. So I've got the Age of Conan, I've got WoW, Gold, what else? Lich King, Cataclysm, and Pandaria. I didn't play at the time during the first expansion, so I didn't get that collector's edition, and then I stopped after Pandaria. Or Mists, or however you want to call it. But anyway, one of the things I would have liked to have seen was, and I love that Blizzard always did this, and Funcom for Age of Conan, was a soundtrack. The music in the game is pretty cool. It would have been neat to actually have a downloadable, version of some of the songs the bards sing and whatnot. But, maybe you can get that online. I don't know. I think you can. Don't, take my word for it. So anyway, we got some noise in the background. Sorry, I'm doing this outside just because the weather's nice. So yeah, that is the collector's edition of Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind expansion. I'll give you one more shot of the Colossus because this thing is just badass. So yeah, let me just pan up for you. I mean, it is cool. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Like if you liked the video, subscribe, follow me on Twitter and Facebook, and you have a great one, and I'll see you in Tamriel. Hold on a minute. I don't think an unboxing is enough. Morrowind has been out for a couple weeks now, and I really want to kind of give you guys my impression on what I think about the expansion so far. So, we're going to tack on 3 things I like about Morrowind and 2 things I don't. So let's go with what we like first, all right? First off, I just want to say Morrowind is beautiful. The scenery is very reminiscent of Stonefalls and Deshaun, but it's also very unique as well. There are giant mushrooms everywhere, there's a big old volcano in the middle, but many of the buildings look very natural, as if they're growing from the land. In fact, they are giant mushrooms. Instead of just plain old stairs, you get this cool kind of like teleport platform that will take you to a different level in the room. The furniture assets, carts, little things, every kind of little detail that you can think of, bookshelves, boxes, cabinets, whatever, is unique. Right? They have unique assets. They are obviously using baskets and kegs and stuff like that from the game because there's no point in constantly reinventing the wheel. But there's a lot of unique things that make the Morrowind expansion and Vardenfell really cool and stand out as its own. If you look at Vivec City, while it's not totally massive, it feels big because a lot of the buildings are on multiple levels, so you're going up and down stairs. And in fact, I got lost in the main area, not trying to find out where I was going. The landscape is also really cool. They mapped it out so that, unlike the core game and even the expansions, Hrothgar and Gold Coast and so on, in Vardenfell, you cannot just simply go from A to B. They put hills and mountains that are intraversible. Not traversable. I don't know if intraversible is a word. Anyway, that you cannot traverse. You have to find the path. So you have to go around. You might have to take the long way. So for instance, I wanted to find a sky shard, and then I wanted to find a second sky shard that happened to be in a delve. I couldn't go from the sky shard that was on the above ground and then just jaunt in a straight line to the delve. Nope, I had to find my way, and that's kind of cool. Sure, if you want to rush through the content, that does bring up a pain point, but in a way it makes the world stand out and a little bit more realistic. Alright, so moving on from that. Second thing, the stories. I've only finished one side of the map. It's kind of cool. With one Tamriel, they got rid of having to do quests in an order, so you can kind of explore and do everything at will. So I took a quest from Vivec City that takes you to the new raid location so that you discover it, and I think it's just for ease of porting. But anyway, so you end up on the eastern side of the map in the center. I went there, discovered the raid, and then just popped back outside, and I saw a quest marker not too far away, and that started me in the eastern middle side of the map. And from there I just explored. I went to the north, and then I went back down south. and that's about where I am. I'm working my way back to Vivek City, essentially. So the cool thing is the you can quest however you want. Each little quest hub has its own story that then relates kind of to the greater whole. The dialogue and quest lines are well written, and the voice acting is very nicely performed. You hear a lot of familiar voices, but they did try and throw in some variety, which is nice, because I'm not going to lie, the voice acting was getting a little tired because it's like the same three people doing the same things. So there's a little bit more variety. The quests aren't, they're similar. But the neat thing is there's a lot of quests that don't just lead to combat. You actually have to go and do things that a normal, I guess, for lack of a better word, a lackey would have to do, right? You know, get a note, convince someone to do something for your quest giver, so on and so forth. But the quests reveal the personalities of the people of Vardenfell, so you are shown and really not told. And I really like that. I can appreciate it. So, you know, if you have multiple characters like I do, I'm a total altaholic. On that first round, whatever character you decide to choose as your quote-unquote main for Morrowind, be patient. Let the dialogue, either read the dialogue or let the voice acting read it for you, I guess, say it out loud. And kind of don't rush yourself. There's a lot of content. And then finally, we have a new class, the Warden, and I'm putting this in the light category because it is kind of cliche, you know, new expansion. You either get a new race or a new class, and we get a class, and you can think of the Warden as a ranger of ESO, as it has pets, but with a ZeniMax twist. The pets aren't controlled like they are in WoW or EQ. Instead, your ability is summon a pet to execute a task, either to do damage or to heal or whatever, and then it disappears. With the exception of the Grizzly Bear, which is your ultimate. And if you don't know what an ultimate's like a super ability. You store up points called ultimate points, and then you can execute it. But in this case, the bear ultimate stays out, and then as you gain more ultimate, you can use that stored ultimate points to execute a special ability. So, like, I think for one of them, it's extra damage or something like that. But other than that, the bear just stays with you the whole time, and then attacks what you attack, and you don't actually have to input commands or anything. From a PvP standpoint, the Warden throws a wrench into the works because players now have to think of ways to counter a new class, as well as create new builds around it. And so this definitely gives those theory crafters some fun things to do. So far, I've created a Stamina Warden, and I've had fun playing it. I'm excited to see the possibilities of the class and how it can be used in both PvE and PvP. To be honest, real life has kind of taken over, so I haven't played Morrowind all that much. Okay, so enough about what I like. So again, the scenery, the stories and quests, and the new class. Let's go on to what I don't like. And that is, the game to me has slowly become, and this isn't just with Morrowind, but the DLCs as well, daily craft online. And what I mean by that is ZeniMax has slowly introduced more and more dailies. And to an extent, it's good, because when you run out of content to do, you're either PvPing all the time or constantly doing the dungeons or doing raids or creating alts. And so things can get boring, and so it's all about customer retention at that point, right? So you create dailies, and it's a carrot and the stick thing. So the dailies tend to lead to new motifs, which allow you to have new styles for crafting, so you can have more unique looks. Because I will say this about ESO, no two characters will look alike, and I love that. Unless, of course, they use the exact same outfits. But then you can dye it, and you can still look different. So anyway, personally, I don't like dailies. Thankfully, there's nothing that forces you to do dailies, so if you don't like doing dailies either, you don't have to. The main benefit, as I said, is for motifs, some gold. There is no kind of faction grinding like from WoW, where you have to do dailies because there's no, content that will get you there to the end, so someone likes you or whatever. So yeah, it's just kind of more of pet peeve than what I don't like. And then the other thing I don't like, and I think I can speak to this more, is no integration of the Fighters, Mage, or Thieves Guild or Dark Brotherhood guilds. I would have loved to have seen a continuation of the stories for these guilds, a short storyline maybe, quest, followed by, again, aforementioned dailies that you hate, but, I mean, they all come with it, so whatever. But then you could have hub of Mage Guild, Fighters Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Thieves Guild, dailies at the various locations that they might fit after you completed tasks. So that way they're, you know, Morrowind specific dailies. But anyway, I would have loved to have seen a continuation of the stories and how these guilds are active in this land. Because I refuse to believe that they're only active in, you know, the main continent or whatever. So yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. But maybe we'll get it in the DLC. One thing I'm not going to get into is the new raid, because I haven't done it yet. But from friends of mine who have done it, they said it's pretty cool. So I am hoping to do that at some point. I'm not a hardcore raider anymore. I just don't have the time. But I do like doing the normal raid, which you know, it's easier than veteran, so anyone can kind of do it. And I'm not going to get into the changes specific to classes, as this is a super both subjective subject and touchy subject, and so I don't want to really kind of stir the pot, so to speak. I have my own opinions and my own dislikes and likes on what they made, on what changes they made to the classes, and the and as well as recoveries, magicka and stamina and health recovery, making it a little harder so that you really have to manage your resources better. So yeah, I'm not going to get into that, but I definitely have my opinion. Feel free to, you know, private message me or something. I'll definitely, you know, or if you guys want to have me to make a video on my thoughts, I'll do it. But for here, I'm not going to touch it. I will say, though, that my preferred PvP class has not seen enough positive change when compared to other classes. I would have liked it if ZeniMax had either left some things alone or just improved the mechanics rather than seemingly randomly changing them. I feel like a lot of changes were just kind of random. Again, if it seems like I'm being cryptic, it's because I am. I don't want to get into the class-specific rants because I know how strongly players feel about nerfs and bonuses to their classes. So bottom line, as the first proper expansion, Morrowind is well done and well executed. There weren't any major downtimes during launch, and any bugs found ZeniMax is promptly squashing with regular updates. This was a smooth launch. You know, the adage is you never take the Tuesday off or the release day off of work to play the expansion, but on this one you totally could have. Maybe not early release, but definitely Tuesday the 6th. There are also many more features the expansion brought that I didn't speak about, such as, you know, for homes, so the furnishing, crafting stuff with the motifs, and a whole bunch of other goodies. For those new to the game coming back, or if you're a long-standing veteran of ESO like myself but are not sure if you should buy it, I recommend it. I think you will enjoy Morrowind. The story and quests are fun, and of course there's always that sweet, sweet loot that you always want to get your hands on. So yeah, those are my likes and dislikes of the expansion as it stands. I might have more, I'm sure I'll have more thoughts as I keep playing, but yeah. Thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the video and the unboxing, and I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Have a good one. Bye.